If you're thinking about getting a real estate license in Illinois in 2023, you may have a couple of questions. For example, is this something I need to do? How do I go about it? Or is this the right time? If you're asking any of those questions, keep watching because in this video, I will address those questions and things that you can consider if you're thinking about getting your real estate license in 2023. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this channel. My name is Nonya, and I'm your real estate tutoress. I'm a licensed real estate agent in Illinois, as well as a licensed instructor. On this channel, I bring you the best tips and tools to getting your real estate license. I also answer any questions you may have about the process. If you're new here, welcome, and do consider subscribing. Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. It is January 2023, and beginning of the year, a lot of people are thinking about making changes in their lives, considering career moves, and wanting to get the year off on a good note. And so, getting your real estate license might be something that you have thought about and are considering. So, in this video, I wanted to talk about a few things that you may need to keep in mind to see if getting your license is what you need to do in 2023 and how you can go about it. First question, is this the right thing for me? That's a great question to consider because you see people working in the real estate industry, maybe you watch reality shows and you see people working as real estate agents in different cities, and it's something that you want to get into. All right. So, a couple of things to think about. Are you a people person? Even if you're not a people person, at least do you have some social skills? If you don't, those are things you can begin to improve on because you're going to be working with strangers sometimes, and sometimes you're working with friends. But if you want to be successful, you have to be comfortable working with strangers, talking to strangers, and building relationships with them. You don't have to be best friends. You can just build a business relationship, and that's fine. But you need to be able to do that. You also need to be able to sometimes think on the fly, right? So certain scenarios may come up and you need to be able to make a decision on what the right course of action is. In the beginning, it may not be as easy, but the more you develop that muscle, you get better at it and you're able to make decisions on the fly, working with buyers or sellers, or even negotiating on behalf of your client with another agent. All right. You need to be able to build relationships, not just with buyers and sellers, but also with other realtors, with other people in the industry. You're going to be working with appraisers, inspectors. If you're in the Chicago area, you're going to be working with attorneys as well. So you need to be able to develop that professional relationship with them so that you're able to navigate the process and be that professional for your client. If you're not great at it, I won't say don't pursue this if you think it's for you, but begin to build that muscle. Also need to be able to manage your finances because in this industry we are paid on commission, and so you only get paid when you close. And a lot of people, once they get that big check, they go on a spending spree and then all of a sudden they're broke again, right? So those are things you want to start thinking about right now. How do I manage my current expenses and my current finances, and how can I improve on it? Because you're going to be running a business. You need to learn how to run a business. Okay. It's not to scare you, it's just to give you the truth about the matter so that you can begin to prepare yourself for it. Because you're running a business, you also need to be able to market your business. And so you need to think about how you're going to do that as an individual. And then as you grow, maybe you develop a team and whatnot. So then you're also learning how to market your business so that you can continue to grow. Second thing you may want to consider, is this a good time? And is this a good time? You got to think about it in two ways. Is this a good time for you as an individual? And then you're thinking about the market. Is this a good time to jump into the real estate market? So, first, let's address, is it a good time for you as an individual? All right. So, factor in your family life. What's going on right now? Do you have some downtime where you can study for an exam? If you do, then go ahead and get the license, even if you're not ready to begin to practice just yet. But get the license, and then when you're ready, you jump into it. I know for myself, when I got my license, I studied in January because it was cold outside. So I studied January, February, took the exam in March. I didn't get my license till May because I took the exam and I just took a breather. I was just like, I just need to just breathe because it was a long process. I just had this rigorous schedule so that I could finish up everything and take the exam. When I was done, I just needed a breather. There were some other things going on in my life. So I'm like, you know what? That part is done. Now I can face these things. And then when I was ready, I got my license. And even after I got my license, I had some other things going on. So I had to take the rest of May off. And I really started in June, okay, of that year. So if you have some downtime and you could put in the studying in, please do it. And then you could get your license later. After you take the exam, you have a year to apply for your license. So get it done and then you can wait to apply for your license. Second thing under is this a good time is how about the real estate market? Okay, so if you've turned on the news at any point, right? This is January 2023. If you've turned on the news in the last 6 months of 2022, you've heard about high interest rates, you've heard about the market is slowing down, you've heard about prices are dropping, blah, 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 right? So there's all this bad news. But guess what? Transactions are happening every single day, okay, except holidays, right? And weekends. But transactions are happening every single day. In Chicago alone, all right, not the suburbs, the city of Chicago by itself, in November, there were over 1,500 transactions. Okay, well, slightly lower than normal, but still, that's 1,500 just in the city of Chicago. So transactions are happening every single day. And so people are buying and selling every single day. Also, if you're newer at this time, this is a great time to get in because you can learn the market now that it's not crazy. You have time to learn, you have time to study and prepare and build yourself up. So even when, because now everyone's kind of waiting, which I think is not the best thing because everyone is waiting and then everyone's going to jump into it. So when everyone jumps in, it's going to be crazy again, right? So now that people are sort of waiting, you have time to build strong relationships with your clients because you're not jumping from one client to the other so quickly, right? You're also able to learn the fundamentals and set up a good foundation for your business so that when things get busier, you already have the systems in place and you could just plug and play and everything just works smoothly from there. So this is actually a great time now that it's slower, okay, compared to this time last year. You can begin to build on yourself, build your business, and get ready for when it gets busy as well again, okay? Because it's all a cycle and it's just going to keep going up and down. If you've been watching so far and found this helpful, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. So we've talked about, is this the right thing for me and is this a good time? So if you've answered those two questions, then, and your answer is yes, then by all means, I will say January is a great time to begin to get your real estate license. There are schools that are 100% virtual. There are schools that meet in person as well. So depending on the type of school that you're looking for, you have options. If you are in a more urban area, like I'm in Chicago, we have schools here where they meet in person, and so you could easily jump in. But if you're not close to a school and it's not convenient for your schedule, you could take one that's 100% virtual. All right. And I will link a video where I talk about what's required to get your real estate license in Illinois. So you can watch that video to learn more. So with that, we've come to the end of today's video. Hope this was beneficial to you. And if you're already considering getting your license in Illinois in 2023, I think it's great if you answered yes to the questions, right? Is it right for me? And is this a good time? So go ahead, jump in, look in the description. I have a link there to a school and it has a discount code as well that you can use to get it at a great price. If you have other questions about other schools, maybe feel free to connect and I will give you my honest opinion. All right. Most schools are great. The main thing is you got to do the work yourself. Until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful day and much success to you in 2023.